I'm recording this in a room by myself. There's no real reason to tell you that, but now you know. Let's do some questions. Hey Ryan, I'm interested in getting into super smooth shots. Which do you think is a more solid investment, Steadicam or Gimbal? I would say Gimbal. It's a lot more versatile and it's a lot easier to use. Doing a Steadicam takes a lot of practice and know how to really get right. If you can get the whole vest and rig, I think that makes for the better shot 9 times out of 10, but it's also incredibly expensive. You could get something like the new Ronin S, which I think is just under $700. We just did a review for it, and get really solid shots that way, and then have a lot of versatility with it because you can mount it in different ways, or you can get the typical Ronin or a Movi, and they all kind of have similar things where you can mount them to tons of stuff. There's just a lot of different things that you can do for it with a much lower price as well than getting a full proper vest system. So personally, it would probably be Gimbal if budget was an issue. If budget was not an issue and you wanted to become extremely proficient, Steadicam definitely yields the better shots 9 times out of 10. What's your most important pre-production stage? Well, writing the script. Without that, there's no movie. So that one. What is more important to you, sound quality or image quality? Funny enough, I talked about this last week, but it's by far sound quality. We've shown this on the show and I've talked about it a ton. You can forgive bad image quality if the content is good and if it sounds really good. You'll become accustomed to it and you'll forget all about that and you'll enjoy what you're watching, get wrapped up in the story and the characters. If everything else is firing and the image quality isn't so great, it's not going to matter. I always use Once as an example, shot on not a great camera. Cinematography is not great, but the film is really good. The performances are intriguing. The music is gorgeous. The sound works. So you forget all about the, below average image that's in front of you. And there's a ton of movies that I can reference that are exactly like that. But if you have bad sound, you can't get past it. For me personally, it's just all I hear. I never get used to it. It's just a constant thorn in your side. So sound by far is the most important. I mean, you can tell the story with sound. You can let people think they saw something using sound. You can explain things through sound without ever showing anything. And I'm not talking about dialogue. I'm talking about even sound effects and music. Just how you handle it can do so much. So definitely I'm more on the sound route. How do you guys, or Ryan in particular, come up with your story ideas? For me, although it seems like ideas just come out of nowhere, they don't. It's the collection of everything that you ingest into your brain. So like, any news articles, music, TV or film that you're watching, books that you're reading, conversations that you're having, they're all ingredients that you're collecting to come up with these ideas. So although they feel like they pop out of nowhere, it's, your daily research of just consuming life. And I've always made a point to anything that I'm interested in, I will, chase down. So I got interested in wine for a second. I wanted to know everything about wine, all the different types of wine, how it was made. It lasted like 2 months, but I just became obsessed about it and wanted to know everything about it. And some of that, following that like interest, has found its way into some of my ideas. So always chasing those things, about just being curious about life and consuming as much as possible is going to help inform all of those things. And then once you have an idea, just crafting the idea and developing the idea is just a matter of putting in a lot of brain time and looking at different things when need be. Showers do it for me, man. Like if I'm ever stuck on something, I just go and I take a shower, and there's something about being in that enclosed area with no distractions whatsoever, with just the sound of the water, which is like this thing that can totally drown out. It's not music. It's not ever going to distract you. You have nowhere to go. So you're just honed in completely and you just think about the idea. And that is where I'm often like cracking all the problems that I'm having with a lot of my stories. So it's finding time to do that as well, which I've called couch time a ton. Other people call couch time, where you just lay there and you just think. You shut off all distractions and you just think. And that goes a long way. As a director, what do you look for / expect from a DP? Somebody who's going to share in the vision and also bring their own voice to it. Someone who's going to give me pushback when he thinks I'm making a wrong decision. But then, once I stand my ground and give the reasoning for it, jump on board and be a part of crafting this thing. You have to have people who are going to, stand strong for what they believe in, but also be ready to follow your vision when you stand strong and you give the reasoning of, no, this is why we're doing it. I'm always very ready to go with someone else's idea if it's the better idea. I would rather do that and keep pushing this thing towards the best it could possibly be, but often you see the very clear end result that you're trying to get, and there's very specific things that you need to do to get there. So in those moments, your gut is telling you, no, that's wrong, you need to go this direction. So having someone who, again, can push for what they believe would be better, push back on an idea that they think is wrong, but then follow your vision where need be is paramount. But just having someone who also shares in the same taste as me, someone who we can get on the same chase during Ballistic was exactly that. We had a shorthand in no time at all. We totally understood each other, totally understood what we were going for. We're deciding things at the exact same time and agreeing before even talking to each other. So if you can find somebody like that, you're gold. Domain.com has all your website needs, including .com and .net domain names and intuitive website builders to help you start creating your identity online. They're affordable, reliable, and have the tools that you need to build a new website so you can start sharing your ideas with the world. No domain extension is going to help you tell your story like a .com and .net domain name. If you want to brand yourself online, of course, Domain.com has over 300 domain name extensions to fit your needs, from .club to .space, and they're giving you 15% off. They're already affordable prices when you get domain names, web hosting, and email. Just use the coupon code FilmRiot at Domain.com's checkout. And when you think domain names, think Domain.com.
Logo.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. And this is the special features for Avengers Infinity War. There's a director's roundtable on there, which is like 15 minutes long, and a ton of other really great special features. You guys know how much I love me some special features. And this one has a lot of solid ones, lots of great material on there. So definitely check that out. Until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.